It's Tuesday morning. Welcome to Making It with Minglet. Now, what you're seeing in front of you is a part of my journal that I did for the month of December. You may notice the prompt. This was the December ephemeral um, challenge, and my tongue and my brain can't make that word come out right. So just kind of play along here. Um, on this particular day, the theme was friendship bracelets. And one of the people that I had done a swap with sent the cutest little pickle bag. And when I got this out of the bag and I looked at it, I giggled first off because look at that. How can you look at that and not smile? I mean, really, let's be serious here. But it brought back memories. When I was a little girl, we had this store and it was at the corner of an intersection. I don't know what its name was. We always called it the corner store. And it was a place that you could stop in, pop in. They sold gas. You could pop in and get snacks, ice cream. If you were lucky, you might even be able to get you some country ham. I mean, there was just all kinds of stuff. But I remember as a little kid seeing that big, big pickle jar on the counter. And if you went in and you asked for a pickle, they got out a long set of tongs and they fished out a they fished out a huge pickle for you. Now I don't remember how much the pickles were. I don't think they were very expensive, but that's neither here nor there. It's just a memory, and it kind of ties into something I want to talk about that's a little more serious today. So here we have our pickle, and it's a dill pickle. Well, some things in life are a big deal. Not Dill, but Deal. Now, I live in North Carolina. And in North Carolina, if you know anything about pickles, you do know about a company called Mount Olive Pickles. They've been around since 1920. And the reason I bring that up is I've been talking about my jar, my special jar that's going to represent you, my viewers, and the diseases and disorders and possible defects that exist. Now, I'm going to slide this out of the way because I don't think you really want to look at it for very long. I mean, this little guy right here, he's extremely cute, right? But I'm going to put him to the side too. Just keep him in mind. This is a big deal. So I have, no, he's got to move. Okay, cute guy, I'll see you later, and thank you for helping bring my point today to light. That sometimes things are a big deal. Not D-I-L-L, deal, but a D-E-A-L deal. Now, I have this composition book, and it was kind of abandoned by one of my children with only 2 pages used. And so I have taken and I have added, I put a base coat of paint on it. And then I took some tissue paper and whatnots and, oh, and this is hilarious. I don't know if you watched Pam at the Paper Outpost, but, she talks about anything can be an art material unless it's proven otherwise. And that's one of her quotes, and I find it really amusing. Well, one of my daughters is really good about making sure mom practices some self-care. And for Christmas one year, she gave me these wonderful things that even have like gold flecks in them that go under my eyes to make them look a little fresher and brighter. But I used some the other night, and afterwards they dried up, and I thought, Pam in the Paper Outpost was saying to me in my head, what if? So, what used to be a beauty treatment, I mean, hey, products can only do so much. It's what they got to work with. But this little crescent, just a few days ago, was under my eyes, trying to plump them up and make them look a little brighter. And I said, well, I guess I'll just pop that right on there. But this is going to represent many of you who have already reached out to me. Now, I have not been shy in, saying I do have issues. Some people say I might have had issues all my life, and yes, probably so, because genetically, some of the things that have happened to me in my life were there at birth. It just took them some time to find their way to the surface, or for somebody to figure out exactly what was going on. So, these are big deals. And I'm not finished with this yet. I feel like it, just the way it feels is good. I'm not sure if I like that, but then it's already there. So I'm gonna add some more stuff to this. We're gonna give it a little more color, and it just isn't quite as telling as I want it to be. But I'm gonna open this up. Now remember, I'm recycling something that one of my daughters had. And I think there might have been some schedule underneath this, but it's time for us to mingle. So let's mingle. When we mingle, we are spending time together. We're learning about things that we can and cannot do. We're learning ways to better manage our life with what we've been given. And some of the key words that come to my mind, and this is, from my perspective, what gets me through the day? How am I making it? First of all, my faith. My faith is probably the underlying reason that I have hope for better days, that I can find joy in simple things. Strength. Now, when I look at strength in itself, it means, are you strong? Well, you hear me talk about my hands. My hands are not strong, but my hands still have a vital function to perform. So, strength, where does it come from? If you are physically weak, the strength can be in your mind. It can be how much you let things get to you. Do you go to the dark side to visit? Do you just find a shred somewhere of something within you to pull you out of a dark hole? Well, these things take courage. And courage, for some people, is an easy thing to do. Some people are just born courageous. When I was a kid, there wasn't very much that would come up that I was truly afraid to do or afraid to try. Part of that is just my disposition in general. But as I've gotten older and things have kind of stumbled into my life, that courage is not the same as the courage I used to have. The courage I have now is I accept who I am. I accept where I am. And I accept that there are things that I cannot change. Whether I want them to be true or not, what they are. As the saying goes, it is what it is. But I think for me, courage is being able to recognize, what I'm dealing with. Analyze something and make a determination based on those facts and not just fear. When you get a medical diagnosis, many times it comes with a short answer. Well, Miss Mingus, we're glad you're here today. We've got your blood work back, and now that you spent $20,000, or wait, your insurance did help with that, didn't they? Well, let me tell you what's wrong with you. And you get the short version. You get labeled. So, courage is knowing that you have been labeled and saying to yourself, yes, but. Yes, but. Sounds insane, right? Yes, I have this disease. Yes, I will have it for the rest of my life. Yes, there is medication for it. Or maybe there's not. When they were filling out my disability papers, one of the key questions there when they determine whether you are truly disabled or not is, will it last your lifetime? Will it shorten your life? Will it impact your life indefinitely? Sounds awful, right? Yeah, it does. And things like that, when you see it in writing, makes it a little different from just being told. But my method of dealing with this is to look for the hope in the moment. You know, moment by moment, we can make it through a day. We might not make it all day, and it might not be pretty, and it might not be the most graceful thing you've ever seen, but I hope. And the hope I have for myself, I have for you too. Now, one of my most favorite words is joy. I think that that word is probably the happiest, most pleasant word in the world. So that's just a little bit that's kind of mingled out of my head or mingled out of my mind. You know, these are things that kind of are things that I can do to make a difference. Things that I feel like someone else could actually say, hey, well, wait a minute. Maybe what she's saying, it makes sense. Maybe I could try doing things different. Now, a few videos back, I asked you, my viewers and friends, some family, I asked you to start providing me with some information. And I've started this book, and I wanted to go ahead and share with you some of the things, this is what some people are dealing with. Now, at this point, I do not have the knowledge yet, but I am going to learn how to do this because I do want to add this to like the information on my page, because I feel like, you know, some people may need more information. They need to have a reliable source, and if I can offer that, then I want that to be available. So we're going to take this old pickle jar, and I kind of feel like I want to decorate the lid, and that will probably be a project that I do. I may do that project on screen, but for my people, and the ones that are watching my videos, you're my people, and it is a big deal. Not a D-I-L-L, but a D-E-A-L. Yes?